Hey Libra, welcome to your daily inspo. I do have a download for you, and the download is you are no longer able to hold back. You are no longer able to hold back. There is something that's becoming extremely weak, and I'm just saying about a person. So I'm going to explain this in a way of a person having feelings for another person. And you know how you can go strong and you can like hold your feelings in, hold them back, play it cool, wear the mask, do all of that. But then you get to a point where you get to a breaking point where you are no longer able to hold back your true feelings. It's like the mask comes off. It's like you open up, there's layers revealed, and you are just expressing truly who you are. Now, I'm getting this download from a person towards you, and this could be great feelings or not so great feelings. It's like the mask is being lifted. And the mask is the opposition in this type of thing. The mask is the op. So I feel like for some of you guys, you could be dealing with a person who could finally be taking that mask off and showing you their true colors when it comes to love, if it comes to like hate, if it comes to, anything, a person is not able to hold back how they truly feel. Also, I'm getting this energy from you. You're not able to hold back how you truly feel about a situation. You're not able to hold back what you truly want to do. It's like for some of you guys, you're going to have seconds. And I mean seconds, and this is in the term of like days. And it's only a second. It's only a second when it comes to the spiritual. But seconds living in your true self, in your true nature. And those seconds are definitely going to be life-changing. For some of you guys, you're going to remember to like daydream at a time where you did not allow things to hold you back, where you were truly living your life. There's also this energy from the universe, this pushback on you, where it's this type of thing where the universe is not holding back something. And this would be like in the terms of oppositions or opposing things gets removed. And this is something that we went into on the weekly. If you have not watched the weekly, make sure you go see that. But it's about, opposition or blocks being removed. And now the universe is giving you exactly what it is that you want. You may feel like something is lucky or something is too good to be true. For some of you guys, you are definitely going to have to rid yourself of an old faulty belief system by understanding that this is a soft life. Rewiring your brain when it comes to being through some type of trauma or some type of mistreatment, and then getting into the energy where this is going good. For some of you guys, you're going to break a paradigm by accepting the beauty in your life, by accepting the abundance in your life. And this is for a person or for people who have definitely been through lots of trauma. This is for people who have had things ripped from them, where it's like, I can't settle in my abundance because I feel like someone's going to take it. Or this is a person who's definitely been through some type of heartache and they can't fathom how things are beautiful right now. Some people also may go through some term of trauma, and then in a split second, seconds meaning days, in some seconds, next thing you know, things are going well. And then you're kind of conflicted between the two emotions. Like, should I be upset and down, or should I be lifted? There's also this other download that I do have. Before we hop right into the reading, this other download that I do have, there's a person who is not going to be really experiencing anything. Somebody is just going to be in their trauma or dealing with their trauma or dealing with, their obstacle or challenge or whatever it is. And they feel so, so, so good. I'm also getting like there's a person who feels really, really good, really, really abundant on the inside. But when they look around, their relationship could be a mess. Their house could be a mess. Their finances could be a mess. Their personal life, family life could be a mess, but they feel so good. They feel like a winner on the inside. They could have went through something tragically or something. So they feel like really, really good on the inside, and you're going to have to break through a paradigm thinking that your environment equals your state. thinking that, okay, if you're single or you're lonely for the moment, you should be depressed and sad or whatever. If you don't have your dream job or your dream body or your dream whatever, you should be sad, depressed, or whatever. So that person is also breaking the paradigm. So there's a lot of paradigms being broken because it's kind of given like the veil or the bounds that held something is breaking. So the bounds are breaking. That would be the message. The bounds are breaking. All right. Let's get into the blessing bag, Libra. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. All right. Let's pray for a more energetic week this week. I was so tired last week, so busy last week, and I just could feel it getting busier and busier. That's what this time of the month does. So, yeah. Somebody is very pretty. Like, somebody has a very beautiful face. You got good health coming out. Somebody looks healthy. Oh, somebody has star quality. I don't know why it feels like it's a man or somebody like saying, oh, you look healthy, or this person looks healthy. But healthy means something else. But somebody has some type of star quality. All right. More love, more supporters, because something is healthy, something looks healthy. I do feel like for some of you guys, you could definitely be like a walking bill of health. Whether this is health in yourself, health in your body, health in your teeth, health in your skin. Like, somebody looks at you and they can tell you take care of yourself, you know? And your skin has a certain type of glow to it. Your teeth has a certain type of whiteness to it. Your hair has a certain type of shine to it. You know, your nails have a certain type of... It's just like there's something about you that's that's very, very healthy. Also, past the appearance things, this person has this quality, like something feels really, really good. Somebody has some type of rich quality about themselves. Akashic records are open to you. So right now, you are a good person to like get information from. Right now, you're a great person to like, you know, spill information for another person. For yourself. All right, we do have the fish and we have Amor. Oh, somebody has this love relationship that is really, really good. Also, when I see love and fish around, pregnancies, some of you guys could definitely be having a pregnancy or something. It's good health, good pregnancies, smooth pregnancies. I also see the house, marriage. Something is a commitment. Something is a connection. So I do feel like that somebody is not going to be able to hold back from you any longer. Not being able to hold back. The mask is appearing as the opposition. It's a mask that somebody's wearing that is appearing as the opposition, and not your true self. Not that person's true self, or not whatever. Because even if the true self person is like, I don't like you, or I don't whatever, at least you can see it. At least you're not blinded by the mask. So the mask would be the opposition. For some of you guys, there's some type of long-standing love, or there is some type of love relationship that a person cannot, they can't, what could I say? The health of the relationship is what is keeping somebody hooked. And this could be like a family relationship. This could be a friendship. This could be a romantic relationship. It's the health of a relationship that makes the relationship rich. Very, very rich. It makes it prosper. All right, let's see. What else do we have for you, Libra? Yes, we have the Three of Cups here. So this would be like unity, togetherness, like something. It's the health of a situation that makes something comes together. I feel like somebody could also be taking off the mask is because you feel like a safe space. that's healthy. Someone could also be learning about, or somebody could be turning over a new leaf when it comes to happiness, success, when it comes to building up your own energy, where you're leading with this positive energy instead of like negative energy. And I do also, you do have the universe at work here, at play. There's something that comes out of the universe that kind of like boosts your spirits. So again, there is this paradigm breaking. Like, okay, so you're breaking this paradigm, and this has a lot to do with trauma. This has a lot to do with sitting, and it's because of something really, really good that comes to you. So for some of you guys, you're going to have to get used to having this good thing come to you. For some of you guys, this may come in the midst of trauma. For some of you guys, you just may feel this in the midst of a situation that's not so good, or a situation that you don't want. And it's this energy of abundance not having a certain type of residence. The fact that you can access abundance at any time, at any point in your life. And I do feel like for some of you guys, you thought abundance came with a certain weight, or a certain love relationship, or a certain amount of money where you'll be able to feel abundance. I feel like a lot of people are going to be surprised that you get to feel abundance right now with nothing, or right now after trauma, or in trauma, or something like that. It's just this energy of how freely something is. You didn't know that you can just grab something and bring it down, or something was already around you. And now you realize that it is, and that breaks a whole paradigm system of waiting for happiness, of waiting for something, of suffering, of a lot of things. All right, let's see. Where do I want to go today? I'm going to go into the Earth Craft Oracle for today's reading. And I'm going to go into the Sacred Forest too. All right. What messages do we have for Libra? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. Thank you for the messages. What messages do we have? The River Woman. This is the situation here. Now, the River Woman is the woman who waters, who gives offerings, who understands, who knows the works of the universe, who understands that everything that's happening in the universe is for her greater good. So she completely trusts. She completely gives. She completely surrenders. She completely receives. She is just flowing with the universe. So it is this energy of you flowing with the universe. I feel like that this energy could just definitely be a beginning energy, understanding that the universe is here for you. Everything is here for you. And there's some people who feel like the world beats them up, and that is a crazy mentality to be in. I've definitely been in that mentality of you thinking that the world is just laying things on you and on you and on you. You start to get real sarcastic, and you start to say very, very negative things about your life. But what you don't understand is that you are saying affirmations. You are speaking that over your life. So it may feel like something is always happening. It's always happening because you're always speaking it into existence. For some of us, our most challenging things, they either got us more connected with spirit, they got us more connected with ourselves. They are like our best teachers. And I mean that with so much love, because there is a lot of trauma, and trying to understand why in trauma, or trying to understand it, that also that's a part of the grieving process. And then sometimes you can't really understand it in that moment. And it's life itself, it's a feeling itself to teach you, okay, not saying this is what that was for, because I'm pretty sure there's so many different reasons, but this is what I got out of that. This is what I became from that. This is what I delve into. This is what I start to water because of that. So I do feel like that there's a person who's leaning on the universe wholeheartedly, have opened up to this idea that the universe is good to them. It's just an idea, it's just a thought. Somebody has opened up the idea that everything in life was for them. Like, just imagine if you were to think about your life that way. All of the trials and tribulations. Everything was for the greater good. Everything was for me. Everything, was for my best, was in my best interest. Then you would think that you would have to be loved beyond measure. You would think you would have to be loved beyond even understanding, your understanding at that place. You would have to completely trust that even if you don't necessarily understand something, or even if you don't necessarily, comprehend or believe in something at that point in time, you would have to completely trust in the love of God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. You would have to completely trust in that to save you. This is kind of a message, like, remember, God loves you. I hate to sound preachy, but that's just a message that keeps going. Sometimes we forget. We feel like the universe gave us these bills and gave us these kids and gave us these this and gave us this man and gave us this. And we don't understand. We have no idea. I feel like we all could be more like the river woman who lives life without a care, because she knows that everything is in her greater good. Everything is for her. She knows that. She don't know whether the person that she's serving is going to fuck her over. She don't know whether the man is going to cheat or be good. But one thing she do know for sure is that God, the universe, loves her beyond measure. And that God, the universe, gives her all things that's for her in some type of way, for her greater good. Even the trials and tribulations are for her greater good. All right, the shift. So this is a person creating that shift within. This is that person that is kind of coming to that universe is so heavy, 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 heavy on me, to knowing exactly what to do with the water. This is a shift between identities. One person is a victim in their mind, and one person is a victor in their mindset too. So both can coexist. You can definitely be a victorious victim. Definitely. Both can definitely coexist. We all know about dualities. There could be confidence and insecurity in the same type of person. Okay? There could be truth and lies within the same, dualities definitely exist. So somebody is definitely coming from this state of, woe, it's me. The universe did blah, 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 blah. And then they're going into the state of, you know what, the universe has my back. It is like falling back in love with God type of energy on a spiritual level. It's to get that energy of falling back in love or understanding the love of. Because that's all that this is. That's all that you would have to do to get into this energy of the river woman, understanding that everything is for your greater good. You would have to feel like you are loved beyond measure. So for those people who actually have a problem with actually feeling that they are loved, they would probably have an uncomfortable position sitting here and even listening to that they are loved beyond measure, because they have given themselves so many reasons of why they aren't loved. And this will be the understanding that even if you can't see that you love yourself, you still know that there's another person or there's another entity that loves you beyond measure. It will have to be that you are created in love. That's what it is. Created you in love. You are love. Love is the only thing that exists. So it would have to be love. It's almost like math. That's why I love math, because 1 + 1 is 2. It can't be 3. It can't be 3. It's kind of like love. It's kind of like, this. It would have to be all things would have to be love. Even the things that make me fear certain things. This thing would have to be exercising the fear out so I would get more love in the name of love. It's a high level of conscious way to think. It's a way that we are all supposed to ascend to. So somebody is getting into this energy of ascending, and just the energy of ascending is something that you probably heard your whole life. God loves you. Jesus loves you. God is love. You are love. You probably heard all of this your whole life, and it probably went right over your head, like went right over your head, not understanding what that actually means, because you probably have not seen an example of that, of what it actually means. You probably have never seen like a river woman who understood that the universe was for her and not happening to her, not putting her in a certain predicament where for her to suffer, not feeling like, oh, I'm suffering because of my past life. Not even that way of thinking that I know is really, really big here in this type of community. But just understanding that you are loved beyond measure. Understanding I'm here because I'm loved. I'm here because I'm supposed to exercise out of all of these fears so I can experience love on the most intimate level. I'm here to love myself even more. I'm here in front of this person that I don't like so I can see inside of them something that could be potentially in me that needs to be healed. That's the only reason why we don't like people. Because it's a reflection of ourselves that we have yet to tap into, to heal. That for some of us who are so out of touch with ourselves, we don't even know what that thing is. So we may say, I'm so separate from that thing. But that is because we have not sat with ourselves. We don't know that that thing exists is within us. When you sit with yourself, when you start to love yourself, you realize that you aren't separate from the next person. Yes, you have moments of insecurity. Yes, you have moments where you can have narcissistic traits. You can have manipulative traits too. There are parts of you that are also beautiful in certain types of ways. So it's like when you sit with yourself, it's not about like putting yourself into this area of rightness. It's just about completely just loving who you are. And then of course we heal those things out. We grow, we learn, we do a whole bunch of stuff. But somebody is creating that shift. That is going to be the hardest part. For some of you guys, you're at this point where it's no bounds, nothing to hold you back from this shift. You won't be able to hold yourself back from this. This is going to be a revealing. This is something that is like something that reveals itself to you in the flesh. You are not going to be able to hold yourself back from the truth. And the truth is that you are loved beyond measure. You are loved in spite of. You are loved because of whatever it is that you've done, been through, whatever. And for some people, that just plain statement is so hard to sit in because they could come from generations of reasons of why you aren't loved. It's kind of hard when you have put yourself down on like a low totem pole for you to realize that the whole universe is working for you. For some of you guys that may even feel like self-centered, like why am I that special that the whole universe, the birds, the ants, the bees, the people, the trees, the winds is working for me? Who am I? Why not you? Not why me, why not you? Let's see. I didn't know that this message was going to come up here. But I do feel, for some of you guys, just understanding this, it brings everything closer. For some of you guys, this is like the missing piece to the puzzle. Look, you believe in abundance. You believe in abundance. Abundance. I do want to get, so we can get this. Y'all know I like to go and get the messages. I'm so giddy. Anyway, abundance is a very large quantity of something. Abundance is a very large quantity of something. Let's see abundance, this spiritual. I prefer spiritual meanings over everything. Abundance is an appreciation of life in its fullness, joy and strength of mind, body, and soul. A state where nothing is lacking and so complete that nothing can diminish it. The amount by which we can cover our egotistic desires and operate with an intention to bestow. I like this. I like an appreciation of life in its fullness, joy and strength of mind, body, and soul, and also a state where nothing is lacking and so complete that nothing can diminish it. A state. Like I always say, abundance is a state of being. What is the state of being? A state where nothing is lacking. And it's so complete that nothing can diminish it. So somebody believes in that state. Somebody has seen abundance. Somebody has felt abundance. Somebody believes in that state of being. Let's see what the challenge is, or if there's any challenge here. Because I feel like somebody is creating that state. Abundance is a state of being. It's a state where nothing is lacking. Not one single thing is lacking. Not one. There's no challenge here. For some of you guys, the gatherer, this is the harvest. You got the seer here at the bottom. That's what we ending off today with, the seer at the bottom. For some of you guys, the challenge could be you seeing yourself gathering your harvest. The challenge could actually be, you believe in this state of being, but the challenge could actually be seeing yourself in this state of being. Seeing something work out for you, seeing you be the gatherer, seeing you be happy, seeing you be fulfilled. The fact that you may have a problem seeing yourself, that's not the problem. Ask a deeper question. Why? When did I stop seeing? When did I start coming afraid of gathering my harvest? And then to get down to the deserving part. I'm telling y'all what the key is. It all gets down to the deserving part. Do you feel deserving of your blessings? Do you feel deserving of the love in your life? Do you feel deserving of the riches in your life? For some of you guys, you're going to feel this during the full moon on the 25th. Something's going to pull you so strongly that you either feel abundance in your life, something you could actually be gathering your blessings. So there's a person who definitely needs to sit in visualization, scripting, all of these like magical ways to manifest things. But also there's a person who really needs to sit with that inner child, or whatever age you were when you decided that you didn't deserve love. It's all about the deserving of love. When you decided to call anything else or everything anything but what it actually was. It's something that's just complete love. And I see expansion here. But somebody has a problem with the River Woman. If all things were happening for your good, everything, meaning you could not make any mistakes, really, truly. We're not talking about those big mistakes, okay? But you couldn't make no real mistakes. I'm talking about, people beat themselves up for being in the wrong job, wrong career, wrong love relationship, or lack of there, like not having that love relationship, not having kids, having kids, certain things that you live with like regrets with, right? If all things were happening in your greater good for you, how would you live your life? What would you do? Because a lot of the times we are so afraid of being wrong, right? We have the spirit guardian of spring. We have activation. For some of you guys, there was a passageway. In the past, you went through some type of passageway that activated you. Activated you to be going through this shift. Where you are about to become abundance. You are about to show other people what it looks like for you to have, for you to be abundance. Like you are abundant. It's like so many people who are walking in lack that we remember the people who have that abundant energy about themselves. It's so seductive. It's so beautiful. Like you're going to see it. Like for people who have that type of abundant energy about themselves, people are walking like lack. A state where nothing is lacking. This is loving yourself to the fullest. This is not like being a robot through life, but this is understanding, okay, the hard times, it's for my greater good somewhere. I trust. This is that giving that real trust that they be talking about in like church and stuff. So somebody was activated through some type of passageway of uncertainty. They weren't certain. And through that passageway of uncertainty, you find yourself in a land of abundance. You find yourself drinking the water. But it takes a certain type of person to go through a pathway of uncertainty. A pathway where you don't know how something's going to turn out. A pathway where you have to walk by faith and not by sight. Somebody has to be like willing to not know all the answers. Hard thing for Libra to do. We think we know everything. Even when we don't know it, we still think we know. And look at what you're going into. I told you this moon is going to be really, really big. You have the moonlight enchantment magic. That's in your future. Complete magic. You won't be able to explain how something happens. And look at what's at the bottom of the deck. Love. The wild rose fairy. Somebody needs to get some roses. Renewal. Leadership. Magic. Pure magic. The future is pure magic. Because of this shift. There's somebody that's going into this shift of a different state of being. You've been everything else. Why not be abundant? You've been lack. You've been insecure. You've been angry. You've been sad. Why not be abundant? It's time for abundance to take its seat. It's time for abundance. I was having this conversation. We was talking about like life, like a deep conversation. And it was basically talking about, being really, really honest about our childhood and things like that and things we've been through. And it was just like that moment of, I've been everything else. Been insecure, been this, been that, been blah, 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 blah. Why not be in the state of abundance? It's like the insecurity bug come. You see one thing that sparks your insecurities. Now you're insecure. For however long until you work yourself out of something. You see something that piques your sadness. Now you're sad every time you think about it. Why can't we work that muscle? Or why aren't we so ready to work that muscle with abundance? And I do feel like a lot of people have guilt. It's kind of got like happy guilt. Have guilt for feeling so bad. That's what I was talking about in the download. Like somebody is going to feel good in a state of a place where they shouldn't. And I feel like I know actually that this is learned behavior. You learn how to behave. We even learn how to pretend that something doesn't even bother us as much, that it bothers us because that makes us seem normal in the world. If we was like, I don't really care about that, people would look at them like, what? So you have to act hurt. And I know this, tell a little story before we get into. I remember being like in middle school, and people would say things and it wouldn't bother me at all. And they would say things, I'm like, but I'm not mad at all. But it was like, you couldn't like go like that. You know, you couldn't have a person. You had to da 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 da. You had to, make sure. But I'm like, how do people get so mad that they end up like fighting? Because I don't get mad like that. Long story short, I began fighting. I seen what was supposedly supposed to be disrespect. And that was supposed to be fighting words. And this was supposed to be the words that you get in and you're supposed to, I learned that. And it was a part of me was learning to get along. This is how we behave now. This is as you grow up. That's unacceptable. You're supposed to blah, blah, blah. And of course, you're looking up to whoever you're looking up to, and you want to be accepted. You want to fit in. You want to, feel loved. It's a lot of stupid things we do to feel love, to feel something that's already here, but we just aren't in touch with ourselves to feel it. But to feel loved, to feel appreciated, so there you are. And then it kind of dawned on me again, like, I really didn't care about anything. Like, I've always been a thinker, always been like that person who's just going to think about a lot of stuff. But we learn a bunch of things. I feel like we learn how to, especially in this climate. I told you guys about, like, I went to a job where everybody was complaining. And I wasn't really liked at that job because I was liked, but, I feel like I was tolerated. Definitely weren't really liked by the girls at that job. But, and it's because I'm just, like, not a negative person. And I have to be, like, I can't really be mad that long. I can't really hold something that I used to be able to hold grudges, but then I realized, like, I don't really care. It's like, F them people, or F that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really care too much. But, yeah, it's a learned behavior. But somebody is about to experience pure magic. It's just a shift within the minds. And there's a person who's, like, really like, yeah, I need to do this. Me too, sis. That just complete shift, light switch. And I have this wild thought that it is as easy as flipping a light switch. It's just that life and experience has told me that this is hard, but I have this just belief in me. It is as easy as flipping a light switch from dark to light. Wild belief. I have that wild belief. And I believe it. And I believe it. And I'm going to show myself that it's as easy as flipping a light switch. All right? So, how you're going in, you're flowing. You are flowing. You see the hermit right here? I didn't even notice the hermit. See the hermit right here? You are flowing. And I hope. Okay, good. I was going to say, I hope that my stuff is, but you are flowing into abundance. You are flowing into joy. You are flowing. What if everything in life, it was for this shift, for the ultimate love? Like, the fact that you have abundance, the river woman, and the gatherer, all in one, all coming down, it just lets me know that there's a series of events, or you are in alignment. Confirmation, if y'all just heard my doorbell ring. Wow. The spirit guardian of summer, expansion is all around you. Expansion is all around you. The phoenix, transmutation, the spirit guardian of summer. This state expands everything. You wouldn't be able to see the fruit and multiply if you can't see it from this state of being. I think to be fruitful and multiply, for some reason, I just think that it's not about have as many babies as you can. Just like everybody want to throw that. Be fruitful and multiply. I feel like this has a lot to do with the state of being in your mind. You wouldn't be able to see the multiplication or the fruit if you don't come from a state of abundance. It'll look like any old tree. A fallen apple from a abundant tree would just look like a rotten apple to you, or an apple that, you know, it's all dirty and messy now because it fell. Not the fact that the harvest is here and it's showing you the heaviness of the apples, meaning they're ready to be picked, they're ready to be eaten. There's some of you guys that have been walking over your fruit, afraid to take a bite. Let's see what else we have for you. You hope for the maple spirit. You hope for generosity. You hope for this maple spirit, generosity. Maybe someone being generous to you, or the universe being generous to you. You hope that what you give out comes back, so you have been giving. Some of you guys are about to do something. You're about to give something with your whole heart. For some of you guys, you're about to give your whole heart to a person. And all you are wanting in return is that person's whole heart. So reciprocity. You're hoping for that in return. You don't know that there is expansion all around you. You don't know that you are not just going to give what you put out, but you're going to get an abundance. And this is when we come for the Webster dictionary, an excessively large amount. And this is when you give from an abundant state, a state where nothing is lacking. And that is why you are receiving a state where nothing is lacking. You see the seeds? We are the seed. From where are you giving? Yeah, you could be a giver, but you could be giving from a state of lack. Where are we giving from? Are we giving from our state of abundance, or are we giving from our state of lack? Are we giving from joy, from love? Are we giving from fear? Because in return, we will get that fear multiplied. And your outcome is the frog spirit. Frogs are going to be, I was thinking about frogs. That's crazy. Frogs are definitely going, some of you guys are seeing lots of frogs. Be careful. Be careful. Don't pick them up. Watch your kitties out there beside the lakes and the ponds and stuff like that. But frogs, the spirit of renewal. Also, frogs remind you to rest. So if you see a frog today, get you some me time, and you don't have to go to sleep, but just give yourself time to kind of like zone out. All right. So I'm going to leave your reading right here. I hope this reading resonates. If it does, make sure you give this reading a big thumbs up, and make sure you guys are subscribed. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.